Buying property in Spain as an American might be easier than you think. And here's the best part. It can actually fast-track your path to European residency through the Golden Visa program. But there are rules, fees, and legal steps that can make or break your investment. In this video, I'm walking you through the complete process of buying property in Spain, from finding the right location to navigating Spanish real estate law, financing options, and how to qualify for that golden visa. Whether you're looking for a vacation home or a permanent move, this is your roadmap. Imagine waking up to ocean views in Costa del Sol, sipping your morning coffee on a terrace overlooking terracotta rooftops, with the Mediterranean breeze drifting through your windows. For thousands of Americans, this dream has already become reality, not through luck, but through smart planning, realistic budgeting, and understanding exactly how Spain's property and residency laws work. And before we dive in, let me say this. If you've ever thought buying property abroad was only for the ultra-rich or retirees, you're in for a surprise. Spain is one of the most accessible and foreigner-friendly real estate markets in Europe. By the end of this breakdown, you'll know how to find your ideal region in Spain, avoid costly legal pitfalls, understand taxes and fees that come with buying property, and most importantly, how that one investment could unlock residency and potentially citizenship in the European Union. So, let's get started. Step 1. Choosing the right location. Spain is diverse, and where you buy matters. Each region offers something unique, not just in lifestyle, but in property prices and investment returns. Let's start with Madrid, Spain's capital, cultural hub, and economic center. It's where you'll find luxury apartments, global business opportunities, and a steady rental market. But it's also pricier, with city center apartments averaging around $5,000 per square meter. If you're dreaming of beaches and year-round sunshine, Costa del Sol, especially Marbella and Malaga, is where many expats and investors head. You'll find everything from seaside condos to modern villas, often at prices much lower than similar homes in California or Florida. Malaga also has great transport links and an emerging tech scene, which means your property value could grow over time. Then there's Valencia, a coastal city that balances affordability, quality of life, and culture. Apartments here cost about 30–40% less than Madrid, and it's often ranked among the best cities in the world for expats. And let's not forget Barcelona, cosmopolitan, artistic, and always in demand. It's one of Europe's strongest real estate markets, though regulations on short-term rentals can be strict. Finally, for peaceful charm and value, consider smaller towns like Alicante, Granada, or Seville, where you can still find beautiful homes for under $200,000. Spain's geography gives you options, from bustling city apartments to tranquil mountain retreats, and your first step is aligning your lifestyle goals with your location. Step 2. Understanding the buying process. Now that you've chosen your dream spot, let's talk about the process. Because Spain's real estate market works differently than the US. First, once you've found a property you love, you'll typically sign a reserva agreement. This reserves the property for you, taking it off the market while contracts are prepared. You'll pay a small deposit, often between $3,000 and $6,000. Next comes the contrato de arras, a preliminary sales contract where you pay around 10% of the property price. This is binding for both parties. If the seller backs out, they owe you double the deposit. If you back out, you lose your deposit. Before signing anything, you must get an NIE number. That's your foreigner's identification number in Spain. It's required for all legal and financial transactions, from opening a bank account to finalizing your purchase. Then comes due diligence. This is where hiring a good lawyer is absolutely essential. They'll check the property's ownership, ensure there are no debts or liens, and confirm it's legally registered. Never skip this part. Mistakes here can cost you thousands. Once everything is verified, you'll go to a notary to sign the final deed, known as the Escritura de Compraventa. The notary ensures everything is legally valid, and from that moment, congratulations, you officially own property in Spain. Step 3. Costs and fees. you need to know. One of the biggest surprises for new buyers is the additional costs that come on top of the purchase price. So let's break those down. Expect to pay around 10 to 12% of the property's value in taxes and fees. Here's how it breaks down. Transfer tax, between 6% to 10% depending on the region. Notary and registry fees, around 1–2%. Lawyer fees, usually 1% of the purchase price. Stamp duty or VAT. If you're buying new property, add another 10% VAT instead of transfer tax. There's also an annual property tax called IBI, similar to property taxes in the US, which varies by municipality, but is usually between 0.4% and 1.1% of the property's cadastral value, which is often lower than market value. If you plan to rent out your property, you'll pay income tax on that rental income, around 19% for non-residents from the US. It sounds like a lot, but even with all these costs included, Spain's property market remains one of the most affordable in Western Europe. Step 4. Financing options. Here's something many Americans don't realize. You can get a mortgage in Spain, even as a foreigner. Spanish banks usually offer up to 60–70% financing for non-residents. You'll need to show proof of income, tax returns, and credit history. Just like in the US, the process can take a bit longer, but interest rates are often competitive, especially if you go through an international friendly bank like Santander or CaixaBank. Many buyers, however, choose to purchase in cash, especially for golden visa purposes, which brings us to the next step. Step 5. The golden visa, your path to residency. This is where things get exciting. Spain's golden visa program is one of the best residency by investment programs in Europe. If you invest $500,000, roughly $530,000 in real estate, you and your immediate family can apply for residency without even needing to live in Spain full-time. That means you can travel freely throughout the Schengen zone, stay in Spain as long as you like, and even apply for permanent residency after 5 years. And here's the real bonus. After 10 years, you can apply for Spanish citizenship, giving you one of the most powerful passports in the world. The process is straightforward. Once your property purchase is complete, you submit your investment documents, proof of funds, background check, and health insurance. The visa is initially valid for 2 years and renewable every 5 years, as long as you maintain your investment. For Americans seeking a Plan B or European lifestyle flexibility, this is an incredible option. Step 6. Taxes, residency, and living costs. If you plan to live in Spain more than 183 days a year, you'll become a tax resident. Spain taxes worldwide income, but there are tax treaties between the US and Spain to avoid double taxation. The good news, Spain offers a special expat tax regime, known as the Beckham Law, that can reduce your tax rate for the first 6 years of residency, a major benefit for remote workers and retirees alike. As for living costs, Spain remains one of the most affordable countries in Western Europe. A couple can live comfortably on $2,500 to $3,000 per month, including rent, groceries, and healthcare. Speaking of healthcare, once you become a resident, you can access Spain's universal healthcare system, ranked among the best in the world. Many expats also choose private health insurance, which often costs less than $100 a month. Step 7. Common mistakes to avoid. Now, before you start browsing villas, here are a few critical mistakes that trip up many foreign buyers. Not hiring an independent lawyer. Never rely solely on the seller's agent. Always have your own representation. Ignoring property debts. In Spain, debts stay with the property, not the owner. Always verify this before purchase. Underestimating transaction costs. Budget an extra 10 to 12% from the start. Not translating documents properly. Official documents must often be translated into Spanish for legal submission. Rushing the process. Property deals abroad take time. Patience and professional guidance are key. Avoiding these errors can save you thousands and ensure a stress-free investment. Step 8. How to find the right property. The best way to start? Explore local real estate portals like Idealista or Fotocasa to get a feel for prices. But once you're serious, work with a registered agent who understands both the local market and foreign buyer requirements. Always visit in person if possible, not just to inspect the property, but to get a feel for the neighborhood, amenities, and access to transport. Many Americans fall in love with areas like Malaga, Alicante, or Mallorca after spending just a few days exploring. Step 9. After the purchase. Once you've signed and paid, you'll receive the title deed and be officially registered as the owner in Spain's land registry. From there, you can set up utilities, property insurance, and, if applicable, start renting out your new home. If your goal is long-term residency, start your golden visa process right away. It usually takes 1 to 3 months for approval. Step 10. Living the Spanish dream. Owning property in Spain isn't just about investment. It's about lifestyle. It's long lunches in sunlit plazas, evening walks by the sea, and the slower rhythm that defines Mediterranean life. It's also about freedom, the freedom to live in Europe, to travel easily, and to know you've secured something lasting, both financially and personally. So there you have it, the complete step-by-step guide to buying property in Spain as an American. Whether you're dreaming of early retirement, a vacation home, or a second passport through the golden visa, Spain offers one of the best opportunities in Europe right now. If you've been waiting for a sign to make that move, this is it. Your Spanish future might be closer and more affordable than you ever imagined.